Hey everybody, Ray here. I'm just spending some time working on the car, and today, well, next couple of days, probably gonna be working on my windows. So let me show you what I'm working on. I'm trying to get the glass print. So currently, the glue is separated from these brackets that hold the window in. Some are bolt in, some are glue in. These ones are glue. These are the front brackets. They've come on. The front brackets have come off on both the passenger and driver's side windows. I need to. Well, I've cleaned these up already. It looks like they've been re-glued before, or at least one has. And this one looks like it's been redone as well. Not very good though. Looks like they didn't take the old glue out and just kind of piled it on. So it's not really where it should be. So that's probably why they didn't work all that great. I believe this is the one that goes up here. So that one should go, I think that's the one that goes there. If not, it's the other one. Either way, you get the idea. It just slides in there, it glues in place. I'm trying to get this one off. It's not completely, it's not good. It's not solid. So all I'm going to do is just heat it up with a heat gun. It doesn't, I guess the other one was siliconed in on top of the glue. They didn't clean the glue off. This one, it moves a little bit, so I'm just going to heat it up. It seems to soften everything, and then pull it off, and then get my glass all cleaned up. And I have glue somewhere for this. I don't know where I put it. Anyways, it's a urethane. Oh, here it is. What is it? Auto bedding. Yeah, I think that's it. It's one of these. Window weld. Super fast urethane. OEM strength, easy caulking, fast curing. There you go. NASCAR. That's how you know it's good. Yeah. So I'm going to use that to glue these back together. And once that happens, I'll get this off and I'll do it on both of them. And then once I'm ready to glue it on, I'll show you what I'm going to do. Okay. So I just wanted to show you this. It took about, I don't know, 2 minutes of heating, and it came right off. So not a big deal. So yeah, just heated it up enough. It's hot to the touch. I can put my, I can hang on to it. It's not scalding hot, but it's not, you don't want to hang on to it for too long. So probably, 120, 130 degrees, whatever. But I'm going to do the other window too, and then I'll get these cleaned up. All right. So this one, I didn't have to heat up. I just gently tugged on it and it slid off. So yeah, not too bad. Well, it hit a bit of a snag. Everything's cleaned up. Glass is fine. I'm ready to glue everything on. And I get to read the instructions on that window weld, and it's actually not made for the door glass. It is made for like attaching stationary windows, not movable ones. But I don't know. Some guys use silicone, which probably isn't right. The original stuff sure as shit didn't work. So I'm not sure what to do right now. I've been spent the last half hour, Googling. They do make a product. It's a 2-part epoxy that is made for like bonding channels and movable window glass. Some guys use JB Weld. I don't know. This stuff is like it hardens to a hard rubber, essentially. It's made to put windshields in. Is that not going to work for this? I don't know. I'd hate to put it on and not have it done right. Part of me just wants to use construction adhesive. A little PL Premium on there. I ain't going anywhere. But I don't want to wreck anything either. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Part of me just wants to use it. I don't know. I got some more research to do. I'd like to have it done tonight, but I don't think I have anything else that'll work. So I'll come back when I figure something out, I guess. Okay. So I made a decision. I'm going to use it. And based on I went and looked at the old stuff. This is the original, just a piece of it. You can cut it with a knife. Well, I know I've tried cutting, hard epoxy with a knife. It chips off. It doesn't cut. Just like JB weld kind of thing. It's hard as a rock. So this is not that. This is just bends. It's somewhat pliable. You can cut it. So that means, it's not a super hard epoxy adhesive, which I think, other stuff might be. The window weld, I watched a few videos. Guys use it as motor mounts for engines for some reason. It's just a hard rubber. It ends up being. So, you know what? I'm going to give it a go. If it doesn't work, I guess I'll be making another video showing you the right stuff. But here is my setup so far. So I just got it leaning. These are not glued in yet. As you can see, this is my channel all cleaned up. So it is roughed up in there as well. I took a die grinder, cleaned out, that's what I got to clean out all the old glue. I also roughed up my glass just to give it, just a little bit of purchase on the glass. You don't really have to do that, but, I thought, why not? So, the only problem is these don't fit tight. These just slide right on, as you can see. So, and they go side to side like that. So, once I get it welded on, this is a fast curing thing. So once I get it glued on, I'm just going to leave it vertical like this, set up against something that won't move for a few hours, and just kind of keep it in line. Like, see how that's kind of tilted? I'm just going to make sure it kind of follows the curve of the glass, I guess, and kind of centered. Yeah, we'll see how that goes, I guess, and I'll come back. Well, maybe I'll set you up and you can watch me do it. So. All right, so here we are. I've got my caulking gun already. Got a nice big open end on it, so I'm just going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to put some on the glass. I've cleaned it already, so it's all set. I'm going to put some on the glass. I need a third hand. I'm going to do this. I want it to come out. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a line of tape down there, so when it squirts over, I can just peel the tape off and it won't go up any higher. Hold on. Okay, so I think I'm ready. One thing you got to remember is the direction of these. Make sure you got the right end on the right side. So the small one goes up front, the big one goes to the back. And your stops, you can see your stop here, that needs to go to the inside. So the inside of the door is where your stops are, so the inside of the glass. And they should be at the outside edges of the window. So you stop at each far end. Yeah, there you go. The brackets go 1 inch off the end of the glass. You measure over 1 inch, that's where the end of this bracket goes. Same thing as that. And there's a little stopper piece that goes in the middle, and it's about 19 inches from the front of the glass back. Yeah. Okay, ready to start gluing. Okay, I'm going to clean it once more. I'm getting nervous. I just want to make sure everything's good. I cleaned it already, but I've been touching it and messing around, so I'll just give it a quick wipe. Okay, it's still clean. There we go. Dry it off. Okay. Okay, for real this time. It's also moisture curing, so actually having it wet probably wouldn't be a bad thing to have. So without any moisture, it won't cure at all. It's like a lot of other sealants as well. There's something else I used that was moisture curing as well. I can't remember what. Oh, you know, it's POR 15. That's moisture curing too. It says if it doesn't cure properly, if it doesn't have the moisture in the air to cure, you can spray it with a little bit of water, and that'll speed things up. Just gonna gob it on like this. All right, I'll put lots on the top here. That. I'm gonna do this. Okay, let's see how this looks once I get it on. So that first one, yeah, I got some on my hand, and so it's all over the glass now, which is great. But I'm sure it'll just scrape off. So, and once I get this one glued on, I don't want this to, I'm not sure how fast it takes to cure, but I don't want it to get too cured before I glue everything else together. So I'm going to do this one first, and then I'll clean it up. So that's done. I'm just letting kind of have everything set up. There is one of the windows just kind of sitting there drying. This stuff does cure really quick. So I'm just making sure that my brackets are where I want them. You know, you can always adjust it in the car, I think, with the mounts at the channels that they ride on. There's an in-out and then side to side, so if the brackets aren't totally straight, I get it. That one looks like it's a little too much. Straighten that out before it cures. But yeah, shoe rack makes a nice balance for these. So yeah, I think that looks okay. I'm just trying to follow the curve of the glass. That's the way these things kind of ride. As you can see, those are all curved. Those are my window guides. Yeah, seems to be all right. Hopefully, like it is pliable adhesive. So I managed to get it absolutely everywhere over my hands. I cleaned them up already, but yeah, on the windows themselves, over my hands, everything. It was great. So the next step after, once I get these set up, I'm going to leave them overnight. Probably going to be done for the day here. Yeah, spent most of the day cleaning those up. I have to clean up my window regulators and the guides and pretty much everything else. Oh, my rear window guides, see, I can clean those up. They're looking okay. Everything was fine on those. They're just sliders. What else? Oh, these things I got to take a look at. These bushings here, they get worn down. So we'll see. They actually don't look too bad. They get a little grooved. But then I found out there was a video on the old YouTube. I think it was West Coast Classic Cougars, I believe, did a full window rebuild series on, 69 Cougars, 69 Mustangs. They had the same windows inside. And we're saying if these are shot, because they just ride in one spot, you can see kind of a little lip in there. You can just switch them side to side, pop them out, put them on the other side, and you got a brand new guide. Those are just little plastic pieces in there, and yeah, they're all there, which is nice. Not missing any, I don't think. No, those are there. You can see them a little better there. Yeah, you can see where it kind of rides. Yeah, they're all there, so that's good. Stoppers are there. It seems like a lot of stuff to put in, but once you get it, like everything has a home. So once you get going at it, it's not too bad. Once I saw it, like on that video, they showed a kind of a breakdown. He actually cut open the outside door skin to show how it works and how it slides up and down, and it made complete sense once to see it. So, yeah, just gonna make sure I have all my hardware here. These are a little rotten. I want to make sure they're not bad. They're just rusty. Sitting in mouse nests for 40 years will do that, but they're actually not bad. Like, they're not C's. These still slide back and forth, which is surprising. This one is gone. The nut's still there, but that's okay. I think that's just a bolt that goes through, so you can always get a bolt. But yeah, yeah. So that's it for now, and yeah. It for tonight. Okay. Well, it's a few days later. I've been just moved my glass over to here to dry. You can see I got a little bit on the glass there. I gotta get that off. Yeah, that's actually super hard, which is nice. Looks good. I can pick it up. It doesn't move at all. In case anybody's wondering what it looks like when it dries, I just emptied the caulking gun onto a towel here. Yeah, this stuff is it's flexible, but it's really hard. In case anybody's wondering what it's like, it's pliable. It's not like silicone. It's much harder than silicone. Easier, like stronger. You can't rip it. Yeah, seems to be like it. It's hard as a rock. I'm pretty sure I could cut it with a knife if I really tried. Yeah, I think it'll do all right. We'll find out, I guess. So, what I've been doing in the meantime, I cleaned up these guys. These are pretty. I've just been doing a lot of cleaning. I cleaned all these up. I flipped all these little plastic pieces around. Some of them doesn't look like they had any wear, and you can see a little bit of wear in that one. It's tough to see. I'm guessing the passenger side didn't have as much as the driver's side, so you can hardly feel a little notch, and some there's a big notch, so I figured that was the driver's side. But the notch is always at the back, so you can take these, flip them side to side, and you have a new surface, and they should fit in on your rails snug. There shouldn't be any play or anything. And my rails I've cleaned up, so they're all ready to go in. As you can see, they are different. So there's a set of 2 for each side. I'm not sure what side's which. I'm hoping just the holes only allow 1 set to go in. These were actually in pretty decent shape. There's a little bit of surface rust. You can see I just kind of painted, did some rust paint on them just where it was just surface rust. Surprisingly, these were okay. They look really good. A lot of old grease on them. I had to scrape it off with a knife first and then clean it up. What else did I do? Oh, I still have to clean all those other parts. I put my door handles on. I did that. On the inside, I got all my rods hooked up. It's pretty straightforward. There's only, there's 4 rods in there. It's pretty straightforward where they go. They all have a home. They just go in little notches and a clip. If something's not working right, you probably got the wrong rod. That happened to me. There's a rod that goes from this latch over to the end there, and I had the wrong side on. It was just binding, so I put the other one on and it worked great. So all my locks should work. I should be able to get into the car a little easier now. Yeah, everything works. Lock works. Perfect. Yeah, so I thought I'd put those in first before I do my windows. I don't know, just I didn't want to have to, I'm not sure what order things go in. I thought might as well get that done. It didn't take long at all to do that. My handles aren't in the best of shape, but they're good for now. Like they're not terrible. They still have a little pitting on them. This one's actually worse than the driver's side, but it is what it is. It's good enough for now. If maybe some later date I decide I don't like the look of it, I'm going to change them. So I also was able to 3D print this. This is a little cover with a little Mustang symbol, and that's going to cover my antenna hole. So I'm just going to probably glue that on there, and you probably won't even notice it. Yeah, just something. Hindsight, I would have filled that up if I would have realized my antenna was bad. So I was just going to put it back on, but I realized it was broken. There's no point in buying another one. Yeah, so I can just silicone that on there. If it doesn't like it, I can always remove it. Yeah, it should ride nice. I gotta give that one more coat of paint. Yeah, still lots of stuff to do. I gotta clean up my window regulators and do the rear windows and yeah, all that fun stuff. Yeah, so that's it for tonight, and I'll be back when I'm ready to put this stuff in. Okay, I lied. I wasn't quite done for the night. I just kind of took a little time to look at these things. They're in now. Yeah, it was pretty tough to tell which one went where. There was an R written on one of them, like stamped in it. So I assume that's the right-hand side. So I just put it in there and it fit. So there you go. Used my wits, my powers of deduction. Hopefully that was right. I don't know. The other ones didn't have any lettering on them. So I put the one with the R on the right-hand side in the same way. And I think they're supposed to be angled towards the rear of the car, as far as I can tell. If not, then yeah, I'll figure that out. But that's that. Okay, it's a day later. I think, or 2 days later now. I think I've got everything ready to put my door glass in. I've got my little sliders installed here, as you can see. They only go on, there's 2 for each side. They're all identical, same part number, and they only go on one way. I don't know if you can see that. There's just a little notch right there. That lines up with a post that's on the bracket itself, so if it won't go together, you got it on backwards. This is my first time doing like any door glass or anything. I'm going to set you up. You can watch how I do it, if I do it right, if I do it wrong. Oh, I'm going to tape my edge here just so I don't scratch anything in case something happens. But yeah, I think I've got all my bolts ready. I've cleaned up my window regulator. Yeah, re-greased everything. Rollers look good. Guide looks good. Everything actually looks really good. So everything's tight. Yeah, so I'm going to set you up and you can watch. Okay. So got my door taped and I have the glass right here. One thing I did do since I had the window out, I replaced this rubber strip along the edge. It's pretty easy. You slide the old one out, slide the new one in. Had to fight with it a little bit. There's just one screw at the bottom that holds it in place. So yeah, we'll see. I watched somebody online do it like this, so I feel like there's a notch on this side for a reason, so I'm going to try and use it without breaking anything. Hung up at the front here. Oops. Bad noise. Come on. There we go. So, let's see. Put it down without breaking anything. There. I'm in. The one thing that happened, I couldn't get the front stop out. That bolt is seized. I've never been able to get it out. It is, and if I try it, I'm going to snap it. So I just left it in place. I don't know. If it's in the wrong position, we'll find out, I guess. But I don't know. I'll deal with that at a later date if that's the case. Hopefully, I'm assuming it's in the right spot, because the chances are it hasn't moved in years, so. But we'll deal with that when it happens. So now I can attach these guides, I guess. Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see if I can move you in a little closer. The lighting's terrible. So is the camera work. There we go. How's that? See if I can get some light in here. If that helps or not. I can see my guides there. So I'm going to need a piece of wood, I think, to prop this window up so I can get those on without struggling too much. Oh. that should go up and down now. There. So it doesn't look too terrible. Yeah, the back end might have to go up just a titch, and I can adjust that there. There's really no other adjustments that can be made. I got a tip. I can check how the glass is in and out, but as far as the stop has to go here, and that just keeps from going up too far. The front, it's on the stop right now, so I guess we can try it out. I think everything's tight. It works. It just seems too easy. Let's see here. Put the camera out of the way. All right. Make sure the door doesn't fall off. Yeah, we're a little low. As you can see, I can stick my finger in there, so it's a little low everywhere. So everything has to go up. Oh, it's quite a gap. Maybe that's an automatic defroster or something. But yeah, so it's got to go up a little bit, which means that front bracket has to move, which is annoying. So I don't think... Looks like it has to tip in a little bit too. But yeah, it has to go up overall. Like this side. I don't know if I can pull it up at all. No. So, I guess I'll have to do that. I'm mostly worried about just getting it in right now and do my adjustments. I don't have my belting across here either yet. So that's something I got to do. Maybe I should have done that first. I don't know. Yeah. That's all there is to it. It's pretty straightforward. Just alignment and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to read up how to do that. I think it's just those bolts in the stop, and that'll have to go up a little bit, but well, let's see. Let me give it a try. Okay, so I gave it a little bit of an adjustment. That gap is closed up now. I still, oops, dropped something. The little bit of a gap here, so this window stop has to go up a little bit. I can't tip it in anymore. It is touching the rubber. It just has to seal up against it. The back's up a little high, but I can't. I just realized I can't put my rear stop in yet. Because this little piece here, there's a little piece of strip of metal with two bolts that go in there that hold your stopper in. I need to paint that before I put it on, because that is showing. So I gotta do that, but for now, windows in, sturdy, but yeah, seems to work all right. Goes up, goes down, everything window should. Not too terrible. Yeah. Okay, well, I screwed up. I have to take my door entirely apart again. Well, the glass can stay in, but I put the wrong regulator in this door. So, as I was sitting there, I was just cleaning my other regulator to install it in the other side, and I got thinking about it. It's almost like it's helping it go down. Like there's a spring on the back side of your regulator, and it's really hard going up, but easy going down. I'm like, it's like that spring's assisting it to go down. Then I got thinking, I'm like, I have it in backwards. So I looked at my spring, and yeah, it's helping it go down instead of go up. I didn't know that was a thing until now. So there's my spring. It's the exact opposite. So this one should go in this door here. It will work the same. They fit in the same. Yeah. It's too bad it didn't say which side it was. Or maybe it does. I really didn't look, to be honest with you. I don't see a right or a left stamped on everything. But, yeah. note to self, make sure the spring's right, because these are set up opposite. So I gotta take that window all apart. So luckily I know how to do it now, so that's good. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't spend too much time trying to adjust it. So I'm gonna pop this regulator out, stick the other one in, and I'll come back when I do that. Okay, so I got the regulator switched out. It works much better now. You can see it goes down easy. Before it was a little struggle getting it up. Now it goes up real nice. Yeah. Oh, handle blew right off there. Get back on there. Come on. Yep, it seems to work. But in the meantime, I thought I needed to move my front stop here. So I proceeded to twist that bolt right off. So yeah, just created more problems. It's pretty rusted in there. So yeah, that's a good time. So I'll have to figure that out. I have to get some heat on it or drill it out or something. But yeah, I'm not ready to adjust these windows anyway. But yeah, it's going up and down. Everything's smooth. Nothing's binding. And now, for real this time, I'm going to go do the other side. All right. Well, it is several days later. What's after New Year's now? Had Christmas, had New Year's. It's great. I was able to get in a little time putting my window in on the passenger side. So, new rubber. Goes up and down nice. But there is one problem. I'm out of adjustment on how far it tips this way, so it's still not quite touching the rubber. I'm probably about a ½ inch out on the top, which I've come to the conclusion is that I glued in these wrong. So I'm going to, on the other side it's not much better. Now I do have to still adjust the doors. They don't look that far off. I'm mostly having to adjust this way just to close up my gap, and I knew with the added weight of the glass, like the other door, it won't even shut without me picking it up. Just that extra weight has brought it down enough where I gotta take my fenders off and all that fun stuff to adjust my doors, and then that's why I haven't adjusted my fenders yet anyway. So but one thing I did do yesterday was I finished my rear passenger window here. I've completed on both sides. Let's see if I can get the light in here. All right, so as you can see, regulator goes right across. Got it in nice. Glass lines up perfect. Goes right into that notch in the gasket. I haven't got my stops installed yet. I still have to do that. But goes up and down nice. If anybody's looking for instruction on how to do this, down there, these were really dirty. These are all gummed up pretty good. That's all one piece that goes up in there. Your rails that the glass slides on. There's one bracket down here that you can adjust in and out, and this one gets the side to side, so you're tilting your glass going back and forth. And up top, probably can't see it, there's one, where is it? There's one bolt in the back of that frame, and up front this has a screw that is mounted to a bracket, and these two bolts that go into that bracket. I even got my weather stripping on there. Oh, I got some grease on there. I got my felt installed. That just snaps into place. So yeah, these rear windows are pretty well done. Just gotta put my stops in, which I can probably do that today. I was able to finish the other side as well. Yeah, the stops will keep it from, right now that one kind of goes up, and if you keep going up it slides along the rubber on top, but so the stop should prevent that once I get them in. Yeah, pretty straightforward. Everything has a home, so if you can't figure out where anything goes, just keep looking. There's one clip that goes onto the sheet metal in the back there for that bolt, and down low that one has an insert into a square hole. Yeah, other than that, I think one of my stops goes here. So I have a plate. I've got those painted over there. Same as on here. There's 2 stops with a plate for this stop for the window. I can show you what I'm talking about with that gap. So I can put this up. That goes real nice right into the channel. And this one, this door actually isn't too terrible. It does need to be adjusted a little bit, but you can see that big gap in there. And up top, it's a little, I don't have my stops in yet, so that may help a little bit. It's really not adjusted, but I can't get it any further. You can see how it's kind of touching at the bottom on here, but not up here. Yeah, and I can't get it over that much further anyway. Now I am going to adjust the door. It doesn't look like it needs to tip in anymore. It already has, maybe go up a little bit. But I'm going to do that. Get it all adjusted first, make sure it looks good where it needs to be. And then, if need be, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to remove the glass on both sides and re-glue these, which is a pain. So I figured out how I'm going to cut that rubber in there. I may be able to pull a wire through and slice it on both sides. I did try with that extras I had on the table over there of this stuff, heat it up to see if that changed anything, and it doesn't. It stays just as rock hard when it gets hot, so that doesn't help any. It just gets, it's just still hard, like nothing, doesn't soften at all. So I'll have to figure that out. Hopefully I won't, I'll be able to get it out without breaking anything or ruining everything. So, or maybe just the adjustment on the door will bring that back in. That'd be ideal. I did look up like what kind of angle you're supposed to have on the glass before I started, and everybody just said, you know, keep the curve of the glass, which I'm pretty sure I did, but it's just not enough to, and you can see even along here it's, well, not too bad now, but when it's, and it goes down, it's really close to the edge, like it's almost touching the edge here, and I still have to have a felt in there. So it really has to come over about a ½ an inch. But we will see once I get the door all lined up. That's the problem too. Yeah, so it's almost guaranteed I have to take this glass out, unless there's a way for me to, like, I'm out of adjustment on the bottom. I don't know if you can see down there. I don't think you can, but yeah, it's all the way like tipped this way. So anywho's, so we're going to leave this video off. So yeah, those are my windows. They're installed. They're not right, but they're installed correctly. They're just not aligning properly. The rear ones, they don't have a choice but to align properly. So that's great. But end of this video. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we'll see you next time.